Hello, friends. Welcome back. So, as I was uploading my video last night, I noticed I got a copyright claim. Like, what is this? I'm usually careful about that kind of stuff, so I didn't do anything that would generate a copyright claim. But let me go into my remarks. So I got my first copyright claim, and it was about as dumb as you can imagine. If you followed anyone on YouTube for any length of time, they've always run into copyright issues. And it ends up becoming a huge issue with people when YouTube is how they make their living, because the copyright claims in this instance and in many others, if you get a claim against you on that video, you can't monetize it, so you can't make money from it, which for someone in my position is completely irrelevant. I don't have the subscriber base or the views to be able to monetize, and not to mention, this isn't how I make my living. This is just kind of like a hobby, the things I just like to talk about. Maybe someday, if I figure out exactly what I'm doing and get a huge base, that could all change. So that's actually kind of why I want to kind of nip this in the bud right now. So the issue was actually regarding my video that toxic Star Trek fans missed the point. That's the title of the video. So I will link that in the description so that you guys can check that out if you haven't seen that already. So even by the title, you'd know that the clips I used in that video were strictly used for fair use purposes, which fair use commentary is completely illegal. So I will read you the definition of fair use. It's regarding U.S. copyright law. The doctrine that brief excerpts of copyright material under certain circumstances be quoted verbatim for purposes such as criticism, news reporting, teaching, and research, without the need for permission from or payment to the copyright holder. Which, if you've watched that video, that was the whole point of the video. Was it was praise of one scene, criticizing another. So, it's textbook fair use. So, but it's really interesting because the video in question used two clips from Star Trek. One was from Discovery, detailing one person respecting another in a context we should hope to see in 2020 and beyond. So I really had nothing but praise for that scene. I believe I called it very endearing, and it just kind of gave me faith that the modern Star Trek shows are heading in the right direction. It's as much as you can say, oh, they're failing in certain aspects, these are aspects that it's succeeding in exceptionally. And the other scene was used to highlight how Star Trek had I used a Star Trek, the original series clip, highlighting how there was a scene that was unintentionally racist, and it's what many bigots end up holding up as like the gold standard of what Star Trek says the future should be. And I used it as proof that Star Trek ideals of the future are not always what we should hope to be. The writers of the show are products of their time. And in the Star Trek clip that I criticized, which was from the episode The Savage Curtain, I talked about how it was white writers talking down to black people. And thinking that they were doing good. It's just saying, racism is only a problem because it bothers black people. And once they get over it, we can move on. That kind of thing. So I was like, yeah, that's a ridiculous message. So when only one of those two clips was flagged, and take a guess which one. So it's the one where I'm criticizing Star Trek instead of praising it. So, great way to be predictable, CBS. You'll take all the praise, but the minute I criticize it, we got to flag this clip. So anyway, I disputed the claim, which was clearly fair use. I just read you the definition, and there's no way you can't say that was. You can't say that wasn't fair use. I mean it's textbook. So the only reason anyone wouldn't think so is if they didn't watch the video, which is actually a huge problem on YouTube. I've kind of been a little bit disillusioned with my politics channel for that reason, where I get a lot of comments from people who clearly never watched the video. I put together a video, produce it, upload it, and whatever, and I'm spending my time responding to people who didn't bother watching it. And that is incredibly frustrating. And so, it's end up just kind of responding to people based on what they think the video is, which is really just kind of crap. So again, I don't have the views or the subscriber base to really be concerned monetarily, because I can't monetize anyway. Basically what my claim had said is that CBS has the right to monetize my video. So they would just fill it with ads, ruining it. Who would want to watch a video like that with a bunch of ads just dispersed throughout it, which is what they would do. I believe that whenever there's a copyright claim, they end up just putting ads throughout it. Whatever. Not that they would get any money from it, because it's not like people actually watch my videos, except for you, of course. But yes, I understand that it was actually a CBS bot that flagged the video and not an actual person. But it doesn't make it any less frustrating. I just keep thinking, it's like, because I've seen a lot of like ranty videos about this kind of stuff where people honestly think that their livelihood is in danger because of these bogus copyright claims that are clearly fair use. Because that's kind of what I modeled a lot of my commentary over is some of these people who. They take a clip and, hey, let's analyze it. Whether it's let's analyze the politics of it, let's analyze the cinematography of it, just anything like that. Because I watched some of those videos where scene breakdowns. See, who am I thinking of? Lore Reloaded. He does a lot of good stuff regarding like, hey, let's play the scene, and does commentary throughout about like. This is how the cinematography is done, and this is where it worked, and this is where I don't think the director knew what he was doing, yet somehow it worked. That kind of thing. I think he actually went to like film school or whatever. I don't have any of that background. I just kind of like talking about Star Trek and the other things I talk about. So. Anyway, that's kind of my thoughts, and this copyright claim will be resolved within a month. It will most certainly fall in my favor, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's not highlighting a problem for me, because it determines what direction I want to take this channel. If I want to worry about copyright claims every other week, or if, 'cause just doing just kind of like commentary like this kind of can get probably pretty boring after a while. I like injecting clips to highlight my point. I've found that to be highly effective. Breaks up some of the monotony of just me talking to you. So yeah, I guess we'll see how this goes, and I'm assuming everything is just going to be fine, but it is a little frustrating. But anyway, thank you for listening.